home, the local exchange is slightly sluggish at midday trade, while the rand edged higher in the early session. The currency is currently trading at 17 rand 93 against the dollar. Karl Gevers is an independent market analyst. He joins us now for the latest market moves. A very good afternoon to you, Karl. So how are we looking at midday trade?
Yeah, good afternoon, Dudu. A quiet day in terms of company news, but the JSE under pressure this morning, currently down 0.6%, on concerns that global markets are, or at least global economy is under a bit of pressure after the jobs number that we saw from the US yesterday, and that weighing on the market. Yesterday it gave a bit of a positive impact on the, just on where the rate hiking cycle could be. But I think today the economic growth prospects and the odds of a recession weighing on the market. So we've seen the rand being flat at 17.92 to the dollar. Gold actually is holding up above the 2,000 level at $2,024 per ounce, and oil marginally down at $84.85 at the moment. So a bit of pressure on the market across all sectors today.
Sure. We're reporting this afternoon that the Finance Minister, Enoch Godongwana, has withdrawn Eskom's exemption from reporting on irregular expenditure in the interim. Your immediate reaction to that decision, because he went on to say there's serious risk at Eskom that may haunt the fiscus.
Yeah, I mean, it is strange that it has been withdrawn, given that it would have probably taken quite a bit of consideration to issue this exemption. There are a lot of technical elements to it. So I think what they're doing now, discussing with the Auditor General to see what can and can't be done. But I think in terms of pleasing the rating agencies, for example, I would believe that they would actually take it into account, and I don't think how much it would help there. And in terms of an audit opinion also, I don't know to what extent the exemption would help there. But, at the end of the day, we, as the public and as taxpayers, want transparency, and the lack of disclosure would certainly impede on transparency there. And I think it needs to be really thought through.
Let's take a look at South Africa's private sector activity. It's back to a contraction after the PMI fell to 49.7 index points in March. Talk us through some of the findings.
Yeah, so I mean, a number under 50 there is a contraction, as you mentioned. So after stabilizing above the 50 level in February, I think the main impact here is, as expected, the impact of power cuts that are having a negative impact on demand, and as well as inflationary pressures also, depressing demand. So I think certainly a negative, picture of the health of the local economy, but I don't think it was a surprise there.
The UK's digital regulator has recommended that an in-depth probe be opened on Amazon and Microsoft's cloud services. Why? Yeah,
so after a year's study, Ofcom, which is basically was doing an investigation into the competitive behavior within the cloud suppliers, they found that Amazon and Microsoft, who have an 80% market share in the UK in that space, have practiced there's certain practices that inhibit the ability of competition to be able to enter the market, and they believe that there is a certain threat that it will limit innovation and growth in that sector. So asking the regulator to have a look at it and then see if anything can be done.
Karl Gevers is an independent market analyst. Thank you very much for helping us make sense of all the market moves this hour.